What show had you hooked after one episode? Fringe. A really good but now forgotten show. The X-Files. First episode one saw was the host, human parasite sewer monster thing aka Fluke Man, and after that I was hooked. The classic 90s music, clothes, the government conspiracies and supernatural mystery, the FBI awesomeness, bizarre characters, I could go on and on. Just a great show that's always fun to watch. The first episode on the X-Files I watched was Home, the incest murder family one. 11-year-old me was blown away. Years later I find out it is one of the most infamous episodes. Over the Garden Wall. Over the Garden Wall is one of a handful of shows that gets an annual rewatch from me, it's so fucking good. But a recommendation for anyone who's already seen OTGW, Infinity Train. It's the only thing eBay found since that has an at all similar wholesome but terrifying but WTF is actually going on here vibe to it. Also Captain Janeway is a cat in it. Oh potatoes and molasses. Heroes. It was so good in season 1 but god awful after that. Almost unwatchable. The biggest casualty/sacrifice of the writer's strike. First season was so great and had such potential with the way it was set up to be sort of dark and twisted. Guy sees the future but has to get loaded on heroin. Just imagining the world that guy must live in trying to convince people of terrible things, but who's going to believe a heroin junkie? Cheerleader wants to die but can't kill herself. So many interesting interactions set up in such a life is never fair sort of dynamic that really grounded the show. Then the strike happened after the first season and they quickly started to abandon, or forget, that grounded and interesting approach towards the characters and their powers as they scrambled to put stuff together and get the show back on track. It was just never the same. Peep show. Jeremy, you promised not to tell. Mark, Hitler promised not to invade Czechoslovakia, Jeremy. Welcome to the real world. What we do in the shadows. I fucking love the movie, but I love how the show has expanded upon that. Plus, energy vampires are the most genius thing and holy shit are they real. True Detective Season 1. Well, start asking the right FING questions. Roll credits. Chernobyl. That's because it's as high as the meters can read. Boris Sherbina, to pilot, get us over that building, or I'll have you shot. Valery Legasov, to pilot, if you fly directly over that core, I promise you, by tomorrow morning, you'll be begging for that bullet. Orphan Black's first episode is really one of the best pilots ever. Just 5 minutes, or less, if you've seen the train scene you know what I'm talking about, and I'm already hooked. That actress is amazing. Talk about range. The Boys was hooked 10 minutes into watching the show. Don't you dare diss Billy J. Just rewatched S1 as part of a full rewatch before embarking on S3. The first episode does so much. It's a masterclass in how to introduce a viewer to a world. The amount of ground covered in 1 hour of TV is stunning. Nothing is wasted. Futurama. Space, it seems to go on forever. Then you get to the end and a gorilla starts throwing barrels at you. Pushing daisies. I think Arrested Development has the most realized pilot of any comedy I've ever seen. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was watching with my wife and at the first commercial break, we called my younger sister to make sure she was watching as well. We got a busy signal, remember, this was 1997. Tried her again at the second commercial break and found out she had been calling us at the same time with the same question, so we both got busy signals, 1997 FTW. When she got the busy signal, she called our older sister to check if she was watching. It became a tradition for the first 2 seasons for us all to call each other during the commercials to talk about the show. Severance had me hooked from frame 1. Please try to enjoy all frames equally. Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers is one of those rare shows that start amazing and they remain amazing during the entire show. Mindhunter, Stranger Things, Chernobyl. I'm so mad we aren't getting more seasons of Mindhunter. Chernobyl is wild and then you remember it's true and it's wilder. I know it's uncool now, but back in the day, Game of Thrones. The first episode ended when Jaime Lannister threw Bran Stark out of the window after Bran saw Jaime banging Cersei, and we were like, holy SHT, that was nuts. Got through season 4 was just peak TV. I will never be able to wrap my head around what happened. Invincible. The end of the first episode is insane. Black Mirror. The first episode one watched was White Bear and my mind was blown. Gravity Falls. No Shame. The Boys. The Expanse. When you slowly realize what a train had just done as the slow-mo camera pans out. That sold me, and I've been hooked ever since.
That's all for today. If you want to hear more hilarious, scary, devastating, jaw-dropping, heartwarming, amazing Reddit content, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content. Thanks and have a great day.